Okay, that should work and we should be live and back. Sorry about that brief stutter. I realized that my video settings that had stopped working last week had reset, and I was getting an encoding error again. So I turned my frame rate down. Also, I figured out why it suddenly started going weird with the frame rate. The OBS thing I'm using updated and offered me a higher frame rate. And I took it, and that was a mistake. So I think that's what happened. Anyway, that would explain why suddenly video didn't work for no reason. But we don't need 60 frames per second for this, I feel. So, no worries. It'll be fine. Let me know if all of the volume levels are good. And yeah, we're just gonna chill and color on this. I think Octopus Gallery that you'll still see every brushstroke in great detail, frankly. I suspect the 30 frames per second is more than sufficient. To everyone who was present on Friday, I am so sorry for the first half of that stream. I looked at the playback video and it was me. It was me in encoding, and so the video that's like left recorded on Twitch is also bad, so we don't have a good version of the first half of that. It does not exist. I was not simultaneously recording. So, we'll never know. But it took me by surprise, as I had not, as far as I knew, changed any settings. So, I apologize. For that strangeness. And hopefully we won't have it happen again. Yeah, unfortunately, the first half, there's no recording of the first half that isn't a slideshow. A slideshow with my voice. Which sucks. And is also my fault, because I can't really get my computer to do both at the same time reliably. So I just download the saved files from Twitch to upload. Anyway, needless to say, I am sad and embarrassed, and I apologize for the bad, when I saw the playback, I was like, you guys should have been way more aggressive with me. You were too kind. You should have told me it was broken and unwatchable. And that I should fix it or quit. You're far too nice. I can't imagine why you watched that. It was tragic. I appreciate your kindness and your gentleness with me, but oh, you guys, watching that video playback, you suffered greatly. That was unacceptable. It was unwatchable. Might as well have turned off the video and listened to it as a podcast. It was that bad. Oh, good. There you go. Glad that at least that worked out. And that it is at least the important part where we made a bat was fixed. So there's an hour and a half of good bat video, and like another hour and a half of very bad beta video. Slideshow. This is my keynote presentation. Taken one frame at a time. Here's your fun history fact for the day. Betamax is actually a higher quality image recording tape than VHS. You get a much higher quality copy. And in fact, because of that, Betamax, beta, was the chosen format of film festivals that if you couldn't display on film for years and years. Exactly, it lost a popularity contest, but it was not the better but it was the better product. Betamax is in fact the superior product to VHS. And now you've learned something, or you already knew it, like Otenchi 3, but I think that's down to the fact that we remember the VHS tape. Yeah, back when I was a baby animator in school, we did all of our masters on Betamax. I still have a couple of beta masters on my DVD shelf just in case. Ah, okay. Octopus Gallery is with me in remembering VHS tapes. Who remembers Laserdiscs? Well, we're talking about old formats for moving pictures. Laserdiscs, the CD the size of a record. Oh, Octopus Gallery. You rented The Last Unicorn and Date with an Angel. That's I'm impressed that you specifically remember the first VHS tapes that you guys rented. I'm also impressed that one of them was The Last Unicorn. I'm into it. Good choice. Oh, The Last Unicorn was your first pick for your birthday. That's awesome. I was weirdly enamored with the style of the animation in The Last Unicorn, which I think is probably an unpopular opinion. But it was so different from sort of Saturday morning cartoons and like Disney movies that I was super fascinated by it. Let's see, we had The Princess Bride, of course. I think I've talked about this before. My formative childhood movies, The Princess Bride and Willow. Yeah, I was super into the visuals of The Last Unicorn because it was so different. And there was something about it that appealed to me. I think probably because I've never felt like, I don't know, to me that sort of large, I don't know, Disney's process kind of, I don't know, takes the strong choices away from visual design a lot of times and makes it kind of a well-designed medium. Sort of everything gets kind of smoothed over and homogenized. Oh, Octopus Gallery, you should definitely watch Willow, it's amazing. Although I say that having watched it 3,000 times as a child, so possibly I'm biased. But you should definitely hunt that down and watch it. I would argue, in fact, that it was probably not entirely appropriate for children. But hey, you know, maybe not. It wasn't grim dark like adult movies are now. But there was some pretty creepy stuff going on in there. Yeah, the whole plot is about murdering a baby. Hello, Aircraft. Quail. Okay, so let's see. Octopus Gallery. I think it still works if you didn't see it in the period, because it's very unlike just anything else. It wasn't super popular at the time, I don't believe. I don't think that anyone's mimicked it ever. I don't necessarily think that it's I think that it stands alone. I mean, you might watch the effects and go, okay, well, that happened. Haven't watched it in a while, so I'm not fully sure on how good or bad the magic and stuff effects are. At the time, I felt like they were pretty good, but at the time, I was like 7. It's okay, Aircraft. It's only been a few minutes, and basically we've just talked about Betamax and The Last Unicorn. So, and I've been coloring this green color and will be for quite some time. Yeah, the effects, there's a lot of like sort of practical magic effects that are pretty cool. Scary puppet monster things that I think still probably hold up. Yeah, in general, I'm gonna stand behind Willow as a movie that you can watch and enjoy, even though it's been quite some time. I would suggest it's a little bit more like someone described like The Dark Crystal or Labyrinth and was like, but with people. Yeah, aircraft sleep is good. You should get as much sleep as you need. See, Labyrinth is one that I didn't see really as a kid. I don't think I saw it until I was a teenager. I missed the window on that somehow. Labyrinth and Dark Crystal, I never saw in my youth. I was too busy watching The Princess Bride and Willow. Labyrinth and the Dark Crystal are fantastic. And if you watch Labyrinth for the first time as an adult, you're way more impressed by David Bowie's pants. Is all I'm gonna say. Like they carefully fade those in color from like dark to light through the course of the story. And well, they're tight. Let's just put it like that. Revealing is another good way to describe them. Yes, Get to Know Nature. You should definitely watch it again as an adult. It's splendidly David Bowie. In tight white pants. Because of course he is. Hey, Shayona Serene. I can actually see that. I can see that sort of being like, oh, because we reject magic in the movie. It's acceptable. If you're going for the idea that magic represents forces of evil. Speaking of magic, this track is gone a little bit questionable. Music bot. Cheer up. Or at least play some music. I'm just gonna have to skip this one. This is just the sounds of an empty space station. Obliviate and Denial. Okay, sure. Sure, music bot. You do it. You do you. At least this one's got music. Although, to be fair, I did choose the ambient channel, and the sounds of a empty space station count as ambient. Getting there. That's where I decided to cut it off, because it kind of filters out into nothing, and I didn't really know. I might color in the, I don't know. I could color in like that. I have concerns. We'll return to that question. Yeah, it's MusicBot's like, are you sure? Are you sure you don't want to tell a story about a derelict space station filled with zombies? And we're like, yeah, we're sure. We're really sure. Maybe we could have some like sunshine and forest. No, derelict space stations, and then songs named Depression and Denial. Yeah, no, it's fine. We'll make do. That was amazing, actually. The previous when it played the end and then crashed. Oh. I think it was like it played something about the edge of a cliff and then falling through the sky or something, and then the end. And then the thing crashed, and it was like, well, it's a bit much, MusicBot. It's a bit over dramatic. I mean, I too play video games in which I have to flee from zombies and derelict space stations, but it's not the vibe I'm going for with Artstream. This is more the kind of music that we need for Stardew Valley Darkest Timeline, which I should really play again. Maybe next Monday instead of working on art. I'll return to evil Stardew Valley. That was fun. And we had just gotten our first chicken. Things were looking so hopeful in Stardew Valley's Darkest Timeline. Yeah, that's the thing. Derelict space stations, while always exciting, are also always very dangerous. Nothing good happens in derelict space stations. Try 7 Days to Die. Is that the sort of zombie defense game? Yeah, Aircraft. It was something to that effect of like a sequence of events that ended with the end and then the app crashing. Zombie horde survival building. It's true. In Stardew Valley, if you want to be a goth nihilist, you have options of people to hang out with. Yeah. I don't. It's been a while since I did those streams, but I was essentially turning Stardew Valley into a Lovecraft story. Was the gist of what was going on. So there was, the cults in the back of the grocery store, and the first thing that Wizard makes you do is like drink some mushrooms. Basically, it's not as wholesome a place as it appears, is what I'm saying. I made Mayor Lewis all grizzled and like dark, like he'd seen some things. It was good. It's surprising how well it works with what's already there in Stardew Valley, honestly. Yeah, it's actually it's as someone streaming, it's surprisingly easy to stream an entertaining stream to like a tense or horror game, because everyone always finds someone else's like frustration and terror funny. So all you really have to do is just play the game like angry, afraid at it the whole time, and you know, like you would, except out loud, and everyone's like, "This is great." I keep meaning to try mods for Stardew Valley, but then I remember how much trouble I have just getting OBS to work, and I think, maybe not. Maybe I'll just play the thing that I'm sure works on my computer. This is kind of more the... This music is more the vibe we were going for with our ambience. A little bit less of the moody derelict space station. So anyway, someday we'll go back to Stardew Valley and you'll get to hear me try and switch between Southern Cowboy, Mayor Lewis, and Yorkshire Pirate, Willie the fishing shop guy, and fail miserably. A voice actor I am not. See, this is so nice, music app. You've started to figure it out. I feel like we've heard this one before, and I've said this before, but this is the closing credits thing to an anime, for sure. Like, that's the vibe it gives off. Eight nice songs still goes down. Okay, taking predictions on how long it will take before ambient channel music bot tries to send us back into zombie space. Get to Know Nature thinks 8 songs. I'm attempting to talk more and be a little bit more exciting than I was going to, because I realize now that I'm essentially going to spend most of this stream coloring a green background, and it's the least exciting art stream. Just like, oh, I'll work on that illustration that we've been doing because I'd like to finish it. And then I remember that the part I'm on is this bit. It's nice and relaxing for me, though. Okay, Figment's Made has 4. Petals is a good long track, so you've got time to make your predictions. So, yeah, I hope you enjoy meditative coloring, book coloring, because I mean, we're getting there. It's gonna take time. What is this line? What is it doing there? What is it from? What has happened? I don't know what that line is from or how it got there. It feels like I didn't finish something? I don't know. Now I'm just turning on all of the sketch layers to try and figure it out. Nope, no idea. Neat. I will just erase it. Problem solved. Oh, I'm glad that it's kind of satisfying. Oh, good. Creative anthems. We've got 2 songs now that have not been weird. Yes, Octopus Gallery. The music in a Korean romantic drama. Exactly. Yeah, I'm glad that this is satisfying for everybody to watch. It's the relaxing, easy part for me. I don't have to think about the design or the line weight or where things go. I've already picked a color, I'm just filling spaces with it. Ooh, listening while you format tables. Doing the academic equivalent of double knitting. Well, hope you don't make any mistakes because of me. Ooh, 2 companion papers at once. Oh, do some sewing. Make some stuff. Alternately, it's fine if you don't want to. Oh, found a spot I missed. Actual knitting. Oh, I have some crochet I should get back to. But everyone's caught up to working from home now, so I've gone back to being busy at work instead of just waiting for people to answer things. I think next week I go back to waiting for people to answer things. I'll do some crocheting then. Oh no. I mean, we could make a flesh and blood and upbeat choice, I guess. Oh, no, we hit a minor key. Never mind. Oh, no, it's... I mean, the music itself hasn't gone all dark and horrifying. I mean, maybe it's just cyberpunk. It's just a creative way to ask the "Are you a robot?" question in your login. Of flesh and blood? Question mark? MusicBot is so helpful to give us something to talk about. So now, hopefully this Friday for Friday Tea Time, nothing new and weird will break. Now that I've figured out that Chrome started breaking my Wacom tablet, Cintiq, and that the OBS update made my frame rate too high for my computer to process. It's, it all works again. Meat puppet. Yes, Figment's made exactly. It's, think of it as like an insulting way for robots to talk about people. Alright, let's see where we're going from here. No, Cosmic Slum. We are in fact in a cyberpunk story, it turns out. They might be scientists. What time is Hannah's stream tomorrow? I don't know. But have a good time at the work meeting, I guess? Or at least a productive time? What is the appropriate thing to wish someone for a work meeting? May this meeting be a meeting that was necessary and not one that could be an email. May all of your meetings be short and to the point. Well, that's good. It's always better if it's a necessary meeting. I feel like if there's one thing that social distancing and working from home has taught us, it's that most meetings could have been an email. The thing about meetings is my meetings hot take is that meetings are created for people who are bad at communicating with words and or aren't busy enough producing a thing to need time alone in their office. I think meetings are geared towards the specific kind of personality that needs to communicate face to face. And that type of personality is almost always not the same type of personality as the people who are making the thing. Also, every meeting needs one person who's good at making people stay on point. You know, The okay, but let's circle back guy. The meeting referee. Ah. Yes, technical hand-holding. Anytime I have to have a voice meeting at this point, it's largely because we need to screen share. And mostly that's because we have a disagreement about a visual. Or a problem about a visual to solve. It requires us both to be looking at the exact same thing at the exact same time. Otherwise, words are better, faster, more efficient. Emails, chat logs. Sometimes you both just have to be sure you're looking at the same part of the same animation for the question to make sense. Oof, tech support meetings. Oh yeah, like, what am I doing wrong? I don't know, do it slowly and I'll watch. And I'll tell you at exactly which point you broke everything. I have to say, that is one of the downsides of self-employment. Not having tech support. When everything stops working, there's no one to tell you why or how to fix it. And when you're streaming, all of your viewers are too nice to tell you how bad it really is. Oh, that video is so bad. Sorry, I'm still not over it. I was downloading it for YouTube and looked at that first half and was like, oh no. Oh dear. It's not even a rapid slideshow. It's a slow, janky slideshow. This is another credit sequence for like a Korean drama. Well, we're getting so close to being done with the green. How much is left? Just that little edge. Getting there, so close. And then we have to do the other colors. Excuse me. Crash Landing on You on Netflix. Oh, nice. So the one that I had been watching is Kingdom, which is amazing, but also like a little bit too pertinent to the moment, and I found I could not emotionally take it. That is that it is the zombie one. It is amazingly good, but it is about the outbreak of an illness where the government is not taking appropriate steps to contain it. And every time someone does something awful that definitely spreads it further, it's just too real for me. It's too immediate. It's like, yes, the zombies are scary, but the incompetence of government is much worse just now for me. Yeah, it's a little too close to home is what happens. It's a little bit too specific to my circumstance in the present world setting. Yeah, I mean it's really good. Good enough that it makes me upset for my real life. So I kind of backburnered that for a while. Just yeah, exactly. I get to know nature. It's it was a little bit too relevant. Just accept things the way they are, MusicBot. No, it's fine. So yeah, I do recommend Kingdom as a really good story. But just at the moment, it may be a little bit much for anyone whose government is failing to properly deal with the pandemic. If your government is doing a good job, it might be fine. Hey, Hannah. Welcome to Sarah Colors Green for 2 hours Monday shelter in place stream. Yeah. There's a it's always interesting when something specifically pertinent comes up and everyone's like, yeah, so this was not intentional, but here we are. Yeah, no one talk about the plot of Network Effect. I haven't read it yet. So don't spoil. Don't spoil for me. I am looking forward to nice, friendly, enjoyable story time with Network Effect. And I was gonna read it over the weekend, but instead I binge watched an anime I'd already seen because I was in a bad mood. What can you do? These things happen. But it's okay, there's time. It was not Utena. It was not Utena, Hannah. It was it's one of those long convoluted titles. I think it's the Irregular Magical High School or something. Oh. So Artcraft, it was a weird thing where it was like, this is something that I enjoy and I know I enjoy it, so I want to be like, I want to really enjoy it when I get to read it. I don't know. If I'm anxious, I have a tendency to read a book and then not really take it in. It'll just sort of have happened, but I won't get to sort of enjoy the feeling of it as much. So I have a tendency to pick my media based on how much I expect to and want to like savor it and like have the capacity to enjoy it in the moment. Of garlic scapes, Hannah? Explain garlic, the magic of garlic scapes. But also, I'm sort of loving Sheepcoin with boba tea there. Very nice. Okay. The stem that pops out of the garlic while it's growing to hold up the flower. You cut it off before the flower blooms and you eat it. I did not know that was a thing. Oh. Huh. Neat. I have learned something new about garlic. I had no idea. Is this a thing that one can buy at the grocery store, or is it only available to those who grow those who grow garlic? Oh, farmers markets. I bet, yeah, that makes sense. Maybe farmers markets, but well. Neat. I am unsure about this last bit of green that I've started to add. I think probably where I was cutting it off before is the better choice, but we'll see. I'm gonna carry on and see how it looks full. Oh, like a milder version of garlic that you can like use like a Like a green onion or a scallion. Neat. Well, that was a odd track. Music. I guess we're starting a new story. Although still in space is the impression I'm getting. He looks weird with the tea. With that the little boba teacup goes so well. That's excellent. He looks so cute. Maybe it's nice space this time. Maybe there's no zombies or derelict space stations this time. Maybe it's Star Trek instead of Dead Space. That'd be fun. Oh, Sheep Corner does look cute with the boba tea. The boba tea, the basket from Easter was really good, and the sombrero is really good. They don't all work always because Sheep Guana is side view instead of front view, but when they do work, it's pretty great. Aw, so cute. So friends. Is this weird? No, you know what? I think I actually did. I think it needs it. I think otherwise it's a strange cutoff. I think this makes more sense. What do you guys think? Oh no. We'll make the Potier sunglassesable. Oh look, friendly diplomacy. Oh, I'm calling it out before it posts in chat because I can see the app. I'm calling out MusicBot. But yeah, okay. I like this. I think that oops. I think this feels like a weird place to cut off. This makes more sense. Good. Good. Decision made. I'm so glad we're in Star Trek space this time. Under the vine that goes across the bottom of the O and the mid of so like sorry. So like there. How do we feel about that? versus that is actually kind of a nice shape, the curve, compared to coloring in the mirror the thing. Yeah. Good call, Octopus Gallery. It's that is a nicer shape. Kind of mirrors the swoop of things. Oh, that's just not, hang on. I will resolve this issue. Well, oops. That oh, I see what's happened. I'll have to resolve this issue a different way. No, that's just me having not erased those. They're supposed to be behind the letters. But it's easier to draw them connected. Excellent. Where are we? There, okay. Now, I need some additional colors. Let's open our anxiety. Grab that green. Fill this line work with green. There we go. Is that the right? It's probably a little bit too... that there. That's better. And then, wait, view anxiety already opened. Yeah, fair enough. Oh, Boba Sheep Guana is so cute. It's so cute that I'm gonna see if I can save the image. I'm gonna attempt to put... Yes, I can save the image. Victory is mine. Oh no, Octopus Gallery. Have you been victim? Have you been sheep bombed? I need a good blue now. Let's... Is it more of a purple blue? It's more of... We'll start here. I feel like Shayona Serene has been in chat before, but I don't know why I feel that way. I apologize if you haven't, Shayona, and I didn't say hi. I assumed I knew you, apparently. I was just like, yeah, no, it's fine. If I'm incorrect about that, my bad. Good, I'm not losing my mind. Hooray. Excellent. positive attitude. I just saw the name of the, oh dear. But yeah, welcome back, Shayna Serene. The reason I remember, or at least believed I remembered your name, is because I remember having trouble figuring out how to read it the first time. Usernames are fun that way, because they don't have the appropriate spaces to tell me where the different words are. Ah, yes. The one who sheeps. Oh, that's weird, Artcraft. Hope that it sort of fixes itself. Yeah, the capitalization actually really helps when people do that. But yeah, I'm dyslexic, so without spaces between words, my brain has a really hard time deciding which words matter, where the break is, how one reads the letters. But luckily, serene is a word, so I parsed that and was like, good, then the first half must be a different word, and I got there in the end. But the first time I remember looking at it and being like, that's my brain parsed it as Shay on a serene is where I put the spaces initially. Yeah, it's just, just a thing. It's a weird little thing that you have to try and figure out for yourself. I mean, on the bright side, it means that I'm actually quite good at like doing stuff like typography like this, where I'm sort of working on spacing and kerning of words, because it's not hard for me to look at a word and not see it as a word. That's how all words start. It's quite easy. But it means that those people who type whole blog posts with no capitalization are blog posts I'm never going to read, is what that means. I mean, usernames are their own thing anyway, so half the time they're not even words, or they're plays on words, or they're always, there's an expected level of fiddliness to them that I think is only appropriate. But when you're trying to respond to someone in chat live and you're trying to read their username and not just mangle it beyond recognition, there's always a moment of excitement where you're like, best guess. This is probably where all the pronunciation goes. Close enough. And then if you show up often enough, I'll just shorten your username to like Hannah or Figments. Or Scientists. I don't know why don't I don't shorten Get to Know Nature. I guess it would be Nature. So yeah, hang around long enough and I'll shorten your username without your permission. Yeah, it's very uncommon for people to mispronounce Sarah, which is helpful. It's true. Well, also, I actually know you in person, Hannah. So honestly, it feels weird adding comb to your actual name that I know you by. Uh, yeah, so it's Hannah, Figments, Nature, Scientists. Um, the thing is, I have other nicknames for people that aren't like on Twitter. I call they might be scientists Doc, which has nothing to do with their name, and Auntie Shepherd is Shep. Everyone gets nicknames. Hannah. And everyone was here when we told the crab necromancy story. It's too late to pretend now. Yeah, that's right. I brought up crab necromancy again. Um, Thank you for not being fussed about the pronunciation of your username, Shayona Serene. I do appreciate that. Although, if anyone watching, if I mispronounce your username, feel free to correct me in the chat, and I will pronounce it properly the next time. Also, if I accidentally mispronounce you, please correct me. I will endeavor to not do so again. I have switched to trying to use they for everyone until I am told otherwise, because that is functionally easier than picking. So, ideally, that will work out. Yeah, that's right. I brought up crab necromancy again. A sentence that Figments May did not expect to hear today. That's fair. I don't know that it's a sentence that anyone expects to hear ever. It's a callback to a way early stream, I think. Quite some time ago. So, you know, strange things come up sometimes. Oh, Hannah, I have to send you my friend code for Nintendo so we can be Animal Crossing friends. So you can see the signs I made for my museum that include puns about the coelacanth and the killer wasps. I got a Switch Lite because I couldn't take it anymore. Because I was like, I will get a Switch, and no one had a Switch, and I was like, but everyone is playing Animal Crossing but me, and I feel so left out. So now I have Animal Crossing Town, and a yellow Switch Lite, and I spend far too much time making tiny pixel signs to put in my town. Oh yeah, and as I mentioned previously, that island is definitely a money laundering scheme for Tom Nook. Or possibly Tom Nook is laundering money for you. It's a little unclear. Because essentially, you're selling him random objects you found on the ground for money, which you're then giving back to him for, like, expensive houses. Just saying, it's definitely a scheme. It's definitely a scheme of some sort. Personally, I think the player is the mastermind, because Tom Nook, when all the, you know, they have those ceremonies and stuff where everyone's like celebrating the new this or that, and he never mentions you by name. I feel like there's a reason for that. Just saying. Gonna try to pick the right color here. We'll start with this color and see how I feel about it. Start with this blue. Slightly more red in the blue. Just slightly. Yeah, I like that a little bit better. Yeah, I owe myself the company store. Yeah, that's that third room, man. That's getting up to a cool million bells. $16 clams, what do I get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Nice. Although it must be pointed out that in Animal Crossing, burying money in a hole to grow a money tree is a valid economic strategy. So that's a thing to consider. A thing to remember. But mostly you play that turnip market. So I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but what I recommend for playing Animal Crossing is to wait approximately 2 months until all of your friends have played it for that long and are wealthy in Animal Crossing, and then and then join. And then they'll show up in your town and just give you money. Oh yeah, those Nook miles. That's that's definitely a scam. So yeah, I mean, it's definitely a money laundering operation. Which, in hindsight, makes it a really hypocritical choice for Nook to be all down on Red's definitely stolen art business. All things considered. Because you know that art is stolen. Like there's no way that fox got a hold of a Vermeer without breaking into a museum. And all Blathers cares about is that it's authentic. He's not checking your provenance at all. It's, and you guys thought Animal Crossing was just an adorable game about decorating your house, didn't you? But no. It's one of my favorite superpowers is to make adorable things weird and bad. Stardew Valley, Lovecraft Cult, Animal Crossing, money laundering for the mafia. Although let's be fair, even the game is making no real secret that Red is definitely stealing art. It's true. Blathers also doesn't care about poaching laws. Although possibly since you have I guess Tom Nook has apparently bought the island. Maybe you're setting up all of the wildlife management regulations. Maybe maybe it's easy to be within the rules when you've made them yourself. I don't know. Oh no, game over. I'm not sure that antiquities laws apply for fossils. As long as they aren't, I think they're more geology. I like how seriously I took this suggestion about Animal Crossing. Like, no, but fossils are geology, right? Paleontology, geology. Do they count as an antiquity? Now I kind of want to know. I mean, in the real world, in Animal Crossing, we've just made this up, so. You guys haven't told me to save. This is the first time I've saved this whole stream. I think it was playing Minecraft. I think MusicBot may have been distracted there. Possibly we frustrated it with our Animal Crossing backstory debate. No, I'm just better at saving once I've already saved the file. Usually, because once I've already named it and saved it, it's just a keyboard stroke that I can just do. But I think because it was such a repetitive, like, just keep coloring the green, I just didn't think of it. Oh yeah, okay, so that I can see. I think fossils may be more of a land ownership issue or like a mineral rights ownership issue. I'm not sure. Um, to be fair, I would assume that even antiquities laws, to a certain extent, vary from country to country. Um, like they're honestly worryingly lax here in America. But for example, in Britain, I'm pretty sure that there's a pretty strict system of reporting that has to happen for found antiquities. Yeah, I mean, I don't necessarily think that Blathers is interested in I don't think the museum that I've put together as a research institution is all I'm saying. I'm pretty convinced that it's a for-profit entertainment venue. Yeah, well, of course, there's probably import issues. So Blathers should really be checking to see if I've taken those fossils from another island. Although I think maybe you can't take fossils from another island. Like if someone gives you a fossil, you can't donate. I'm unclear. I'm unclear on the import export laws of. You can definitely sell fossils that you possess, but I'm unclear on the Animal Crossing import laws of fossils. I love that this discussion is like half actual reality, half Animal Crossing fan fiction. Like we're like, yeah, but what about antiquities exporting and actual laws? Okay, but like, what if Tom Nook is laundering money? I mean, I think that we can all agree that they certainly haven't imposed the appropriate fishing limits. Ah, so I guess okay, so you can donate any fossil in your possession regardless of its provenance. Cool, cool, Blathers. Not really, not really being careful with your regulations. Oh, the Monterey Bay Aquarium started streaming Animal Crossing. That's adorable. The Monterey Bay Aquarium is a great aquarium, by the way. As a Bay Area native. Monterey Bay Aquarium Excellent institution. I found out today that you can't mail Animal Crossing flowers to other people, which is too bad because I've been carefully selectively breeding specific colored flowers for people. But now they have to come and fetch them. I can't just send them through the mail. What kind of postal service are those dodos running? Oh, excellent. I'll have to follow them on Twitch. Watch some Monterey Bay Aquarium, Animal Crossing, and/or aquarium webcams. An aquarium web live cam seems like just the kind of thing that I would like to have on in the background of some like a work day. Just glance up and see like the kelp tank just swaying there on my screen. Awesome. Thanks, Octopus Gallery. I will follow them. Now that I know that they are on streaming. Oh, their musical choices are not as good as. Oh well. Morning blankets by Covered in Cats is a weirdly appropriate combination of statements. This music bot has a really good epic station as well. It's not the right tone for this, but if we do some bird D&D art again, it'll be a great background for that. Some good epic quest music. I'm not convinced the outlines of the. Yeah, well, to be fair, they don't show up that strongly here either. Oh well. Oh no. Monterey Bay. Fair enough. I admit my island is a pun name. My island is Loch and Key. Loch spelled like a Scottish lake. Because of course it is. I've seen some really good island puns. I spent possibly too long thinking up lock and key. But I'm proud of it. So it was time well spent. Oh, Link's Awakening, yay! Also, thank you for explaining that it's from Link's Awakening, because I did not recognize it. And I was like, that's from a thing, but I can't appropriately appreciate it because I can't think of what it's from. At some point next weekend, I'll spend far too long making a very specific, overly designed flag for lock and key with the appropriate imagery and text. Because of course I will. I don't have any fun jokes to go with just O2. It's number 2. Okay, is that all? Is that all the flowers? I believe that's all of... let's... Oops. got some buds. Okay, that's all the flowers. I think there was a couple of things that I needed to touch up that I thought of, yeah, here, that I was thinking of at the time. There we go. And then I was using that green. It gets pretty white though. But I don't do this. Is that? We'll try that. I don't want to go pure white. But maybe I will. Do this maybe. Well, let's try that to start with. Just gonna try and get the color in on all of the flowers. So that I can show you at least that much before we wrap up today and I have to go on to client work. As I get my night, excuse me, my night owl self ready for my work day at 7 at night. Yeah, I like this instead of white. The almost white blue. Because we're not really using white in anything in these. Even the background that I'm using is a sort of a beige. Because it's supposed to feel a little bit faded. Yeah, well they're all kind of wilting and closed. So I didn't want them to look like bright and fresh. But some of them are buds and some of them are closed flowers, so it's not a hopeless morning glory. Fine. Just a tired one. But yeah, all of the vibe of all of these is a little bit like Victorian antique anyway. So I'm kind of sticking with keeping all of the colors a little, not faded exactly, because the anger colors are pretty bright actually, but a little bit sort of yellowed or darkened or faded. It's not too vivid and fresh and clean and pure. Happy with it so far. And that's a good sign. Means I probably won't second guess myself later. Aged, yes, Arcraft. That's the word I need. All the colors need to seem a bit aged. Thank you. Because there's something archaic about the style, but it's also the whole point is this sort of blend of careful floral beauty and like negative feelings. So I need an appropriate visual ethos for that combination of things. I would like to say that I thought all of this through, but I only have been thinking it through since after making the first one, so it's also a little bit of a backwards explanation of previous choices made on instinct. But that's fine. Okay, and then I need like be a little bit more purple. That's the wrong layer. A shadow color. Be a little bit. Yeah, let's go with that for now. A little bit of depth. I don't know, I might change this tint later. Might be a little bit too bright. but for now it'll serve the purpose. There we go. Did I get all of them? I think I did, yes. Let's just fiddle slightly. Just a little bit saturated. There. Perfect. All right. Gotta do some leaves still and some vines, but flowers are done and the green background is done. I believe that is where we will leave it for today. Hope that you enjoyed Monday night shelter in place. Yeah, it's kind of doing a little bit of a Subnautica vibe, isn't it? The music bot submerged. I hope that you guys had fun. Thank you for making sheep guana with boba tea the most adorable emoji mashup. All the flowers are done, just gotta do the leaves, which is more than just painting everything green. And I'll probably not do that on stream, although I don't know, it depends how I feel on Friday. Thanks for joining me. And I hope everyone has a lovely week. I'll see you for Friday tea time. And until then, have a good night. Stay safe, stay well. Be kind to each other. And I'll see you on the internet. Bye.